I did a poll on LinkedIn. I'm just going to read you the results.
Go on.
So the question was, let's say you're in a situation, you have two final candidates. Your interview process is well structured and the team have agreed on the ratings below. Which would you hire? Would you hire the A+ human with B- skills or the C- human with A+ skills?
Just always hire the nicer person.
84%
Because the thing is,
of people, A+ human.
the thing is that C- human is going to have an impact on the people around them. And if they're a bit C- and it means that everyone else is only performing, let's say you got a team of 10 and you take in one really bad apple and they shut down everyone else. You're only getting 50% out of everyone else. That means you've basically lost the equivalent of 5 people because you hired a new one.
Yeah, 100%.
There's I don't know if you've read the book Multiplier,
No.
but it puts people on a spectrum between diminisher and multiplier at different times on different days, and it's how do you become the kind of leader that helps get more out of people around you. And it's very easy in our society. There's too many successful autocrats. A lot of our original business management structures were very top down, derived from the army. That kind of structure is just, it works if all that you need someone to do is follow very basic orders. But in the jobs that we have today and the industries that we're in, we want people around us that can think, which independently and act on it and consult and be collaborative. But if you don't set the right environment and the right tone for that, then you're not going to get the best out of those people. They're not going to get the best out of it. Culture
100%.
is the thing that builds your business.
And it goes back to your party analogy. Yeah. Right? You want the bouncer to throw in the right folks.
Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah.
As the leader. Like
Yeah.
you're choosing who to invite into your organization.
Yeah.
And you want to have this like awesome vibe and people, I mean, I can't remember whose quote this was. I'd love to claim it for myself, but it's not mine. But it's like people want to be part of something, not a participant in something.
Yeah.
You know, so it's your business. They want to feel part. Like they want to feel part of it. Like you're valuable to us. Like we want you here. You know, it's. I value your time. Thank you for spending this portion of your life with us.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a huge commitment.
Yeah.
When someone is like, you're paying someone like a salary so they can pay their rent, etc., but they can do that somewhere else, and great people can do it somewhere really else. If you hire that C- person, what tends to happen over time is your A+ people leave. Because what they're going to say is, all right, skills matter here, but values don't anymore. That mission doesn't matter so much anymore. We're not living up to the values that we've set, the mission that we're going for, and your better people start to leave. Yep. It's really important. Not everyone works out, and it's very hard to test for some of those skills up front. But where someone does bring in that kind of damaging impact on people around them, you just can't keep them. It's not fair on them. It's not fair on you. It's not fair on anyone that they're around, because it's not an environment they're going to flourish in where they're going to be popular and liked. But it's also, more importantly, that everyone else that's there is not going to flourish around that person.
Yeah. And
you have to be really careful of it, which is why they say, and I don't know if I agree quite like this, but hire slowly, fire quickly, which I think sounds really harsh. And I think if I'd met a manager who said and really believed in that fire quickly view, I would probably find that a bit grating.
You've got to give a little time. For anyone listening, it's really difficult. I mean, most people, you end up keeping people a little bit too long or longer than you feel that you should.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of entrepreneurs, or like early on in your business, there's always someone that you've hired and you're like, and it's not going to work out.
Yeah.
And you give them a few months. So I mean, don't like beat yourself up over it.
No,
it's very classic.
But I think you have to give everyone a fair chance at the same time. So unless the behavior is so egregious, you have to set milestones or targets, and they can be values based, and it can be your colleagues that score them. It doesn't have to be that you hit a sales target. We do 6-month reviews. Like most people, you hire someone in 6 months reviews. I stuck in that 6-month review as the very last question. In the next 6 months, how inspired are you to keep working with this person? So after you've done all the skills and everything else, it's a really great question for like, do your colleagues like working with you? And if someone's like, they were brilliant, they work really hard, they're always on time, but everyone is telling you that they're not enjoying working with that person, that's a big red flag. Very specific piece of advice to an entrepreneur. If you're gonna have, or anyone in a company that's in an HR position, if you're doing performance reviews and people are coming to the end of their trial period, ask your colleagues how inspired they are to work with them for the next 6 months. It's so important. And it's also really important, not just for assessing that person, but that everyone else has a voice. that we're all in this little company village together, and we're going to try and move forwards together. Everyone has to have an opinion that counts for something.
Yeah, true. Amen.
Amen.
What's Global Street Art going to look like in the next year or two?
Well, we are opening an office in another country. I don't know if I can announce which one that is yet, but that happens this year.
So you're currently all UK, right?
Well, actually, this year we've worked in about 10 different countries.
Okay,
right. We were in Sweden, in Germany, in France, in the UK, in Mexico, in America. We've got a project coming up in Australia and Brazil. So we do work globally, but we are based here. We do have a brilliant team member, Vida, who works remotely from Lithuania most of the time. And then we have quite a lot of remote working, which is a whole nother podcast in itself, because that comes with a whole bunch of other interesting challenges. What I'm kind of most interested in is human creativity. And it makes sense to hear that coming from someone who essentially, our business, we're media owners, right? So our business is hand-painted advertising. We have 100 different walls around the UK, but it's all human powered. And in an age of AI, which is remarkable and an amazing tool, many amazing tools, I don't want to forget the value of the human or what brought us here. Yeah. So in the last year, we've collected about 100,000 or so different objects. That's a lot, right? 100,000. I mean, I've been collecting for a long time. And we've built a museum in the basement of our Old Street headquarters. When you walk in, it's an explosion of color. There's so many different categories of ephemera that are great examples of human creativity in the last really 150 years that we've sought to save, because I think they're valuable going forwards. So everyone that comes into our office, my view is creative people are very good at connecting the dots, but you can help anyone in collecting a few more dots. Yeah. So my aim when people come into our office is we pour so much stimulation into you that I want you to leave knackered and your brain fizzing. And that's kind of what we aim for. So that's new. So
boom. That sounds like a lot of good social media content right there.
Do you know what? It really is. It's amazing. It's almost like too daunting. We do have 600,000 fans across different social media channels, but because we work with artists every day, we produce so much content.
Do you know what the really cool? Yeah, but the cool thing is you're doing some awesome like human stuff. Like you're getting people to paint walls, right? Like it's incredible,
that's the
right? And so like I walk around London, let's say, because I live in London, and I see stuff, and I'm like, Lee's painted that. And my kids are like,
paying nothing. Every single team. But you're right. I know
every
what you're
single
saying.
wall, my kids are like, Lee painted that.
Yeah.
So anyway, you do some really cool like proper stuff, and then with social media.
What do you mean proper stuff?
Like someone is going with paint.
Yeah.
And
it's
you're
all
painting
human
a wall.
powered.
Like
it's physical. It's a real craft.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And that can maybe it's designed using technology, computer, whatever. But now with the social media platforms, you can bring that to so many more people.
Yeah.
That's the cool thing.
And we do. Like I said, we've got over 500,000 fans across different social media platforms. But if there's one thing in the end that would be nice to be recognized for, it would just be recognizing other people. Because the value of all of those objects is in how it inspires people moving forwards, how it educates people moving forwards. Because unless a museum recontextualizes its assets, the things it has, it's just not, it's just a bunch of stuff. And those objects, without the stories behind it and people being able to take inspiration from it, is severely hampered. So we love bringing people in who know us as a street art company, know us as a mural painting organization, know us for hand painted advertising, any of those things. And they're like, but I thought you guys were Global Street Art. What's all this? I'm like, the key is the human element. Inspiring people inside is what helps them go on to do brilliant things outside. Just as a closing thought, from my side anyway, is like, well, every time you paint a mural out on the public streets, it's seen by thousands of people. If you paint something inspiring, it inspires thousands of people. If you inspire 1,000 artists, they go on to inspire millions of people. So that's why we've built it.